Another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call. Wear your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casually.
Stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
It has happened where people just haven't noticed when they've run out of time. I'm like, sounds good. Oh, overcooked it a bit. Jeez.
Clean! Keep going, EJ! Keep going! Keep going! Keep going! Keep going! Keep going! Keep going!
-1,000 flash will win apres curl.
Oh, they're really sweeping this, boys. They're
Look,
really sweeping this. Oh, boy, you can't give up a steal here.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, nice shot from Kate.
Here we go, it's happening.
And a draw for the win for Rylan Kleider. Needs a piece of the forefoot. He's been really good all game. Trevor Johnson on this one here.
Can't hear yet for line ever.
No, they like
good.
line. Now does it have the speed? They like the line. Does it have the speed? They're going hard for line. You have to get by this top yellow. Trevor Johnson leaning on it. He's by it. Now does it stop in time? Has to stop in time. What a shot from Rylan Kleider. We thought it was maybe the hardest option up from the booth, but that's why we're not down there.
A long day, a job well done, and the final work call. Wear your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casually.
Stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
and when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a gold line.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
game. A long day, a job well done, and the final work call. Wear your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
Stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance.
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared. I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
It has happened where people just haven't noticed and they've run out of time. I'm like, sounds good. Oh, overcooked it a bit. Jeez.
Clean! Keep going, ET! Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Minus 1,000 Flash will win apres curl.
Oh, they're really sweeping this, boys. They're
Look at this,
really
this is a good
sweeping this. Oh, boy, you can't give up a steal here.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, nice shot from Kate.
Here we go, it's happening.
And a draw for the win for Rylan Kleider. Needs a piece of the forefoot. He's been really good all game. Trevor Johnson on this one here.
Can't hear yet for line ever.
No,
Oh,
they
line's
like
good.
line. Now does it have the speed? They like the line. Does it have the speed? They're going hard for line. You have to get by this top yellow. Trevor Johnson leaning on it. He's by it. Now does it stop in time? Has to stop in time. What a shot from Rylan Kleider. We thought it was maybe the hardest option up from the booth, but that's why we're not down there.
A long day, a job well done, and the final work call. Wear your place. Come as you are and fit in.
Last draw. Yep. 8-5. Yep.
of the season. It is the Coyote National Draw 11 coverage. John Cullen with you here for this women's matchup between Team Xenia Schwaller and Team Unji Gim. And pleased to be joined by 4-time Scotties champion Val Sweeting. And Val, we are, I think we're in for a good one here. Two teams, Xenia Schwaller fighting for their life at 0-2, Unji Gim at 1-1, looking to get that second win. What are you expecting out of this game today?
Yeah, thanks for having me. If practice is any indication of how the game's going to go, it's going to be really close. They had a really close draw to the button. Both teams very close to the button, if not covering it. So I think it's going to be a really close matchup today.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think, you know, two teams that have been trying to find their footing here on the Grand Slam circuit this year. For Xenia Schwaller, they've been in the Canadian Open and the Tour Challenge, didn't qualify at either one. And for Unji Gim, they didn't qualify at the Co-op Canadian Open either. So, yeah, it'll be a tough battle today, but I'm looking forward to it as we're going to meet the teams here, starting out with Team Gim from Gyeonggi-do, South Korea. The skip is Unji Gim, the third is Minji Kim, the second is Suji Kim, and the lead is Yeon Sol. And on the other side of the sheet from Zurich, Switzerland, we have Team Schwaller. The skip is Xenia Schwaller, the third Selena Goffner, the second Fabian Reeder, and the lead Selena Riekiger. And Val, you know, you've obviously been playing for a long time. I think one of the things that's most impressive to me about this Team Schwaller rink in particular, they're the defending world junior champions. They're all incredibly young, one of the youngest teams in the field. And in fact, Xenia, the only skip in this field to be born in this century after the year 2000. I don't know, sorry if that makes you feel old, but you know, think back to when you were coming out of juniors. I mean, talk a little bit about just like how rare that is for a team this young to be this good.
Oh, definitely, yeah. We were reminiscing about, you know, junior days and stuff with Brittany this week, and it was just, you know, different back then. And so for the juniors to have this opportunity to play on the stage, and they're a really good team. They're right in the mix. I mean, maybe they didn't get the results at the last couple of slams they were looking for, but they're such a good team. I think we'll see them for a lot of years to come.
Yeah, certainly seems that way. I don't know if you follow them on Instagram, but they've also been part of the Swiss Army for the last few months or something, doing all this intense training. I don't pretend to understand what goes on over there, but it looks wild. Looks like something I certainly couldn't do at my advanced state. I'm a little better in a swivelly, comfy chair up in the broadcast booth, I think, at this point.
That's more your jam.
That's more my jam, yeah. I don't know, did you have a stint in the Canadian Army when you were just out of juniors for curling?
I did not, no.
So it will be Team Gim starting with the hammer here. Selena Riekiger going to get us kicked off. It looks like they want this one in the house, and I think we see for the most part these days, Val, most skips tend to prefer throwing a center guard with their first one in the first end. You a little surprised they came in the house here?
I am a little bit surprised, yeah. It seems like they got a good feel in practice, but maybe just want to get comfortable here and throw this one in.
So actually looks like we might have Team Gim playing with 3 here.
Yes, I believe some of their team had a family situation back home.
Oh, okay. Look at you knowing the inside scoop. I had no idea. Okay, so we'll have to figure out, they're on the sheet the furthest away from us. Does look like that was Suji Kim that threw that. So we'll just, you know, we'll keep an eye on who's out here. My eyes aren't very good. You have glasses on. I'm guessing yours probably aren't either.
No, I definitely need my glasses.
I'm blind as hell. I'll say that. I have to pay a lot of money to get these lenses shaved down at the sides because they would be very, very thick. If I grew up in the 1950s, I'd be in real trouble. I'd be getting made fun of constantly. So we do see the center guard up after the rollout from Suji. Or at least I think is Suji. We need some binoculars up here, Val. This is it's a problem. I think it's Suji and Minji, I believe, that are out there right now.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because I did see actually Minji warming up earlier, so. Okay, we're settled. We got it. We're good.
Nice come around there.
Yeah, you were just on this sheet this morning, this sheet A. Can you tell us and the viewers a little bit about what you noticed?
Yeah, for a morning draw, we were kind of expecting the speed to be a little bit faster. Sometimes it's like that in the mornings, but it was the same as it's been all week. Yeah, we struggled a little bit at the start of the game, but had a strong second half, luckily. So, yeah, really good sequence here. Looks like this one's coming in nice, so they're having no trouble figuring it out.
Yeah, no kidding. Good shot from Fabian Reeder there, right on the top. Yeah, we had sort of heard from some curlers as the week's gone on that, you know, maybe getting a little slower in the slide path as the game goes on. Is that true?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, what we've seen at other slams too. It just depends on how much a path has been played, how much it's been swept, and then if it's sat, when you go play there again, it's a little fresh. So it's just kind of being on top of that and paying attention.
And very nice there from Suji Kim, throwing 3 stones here as they play with 3. And yeah, it looked like, you know, they threw the first one in the house kind of deep. Looked like we were going to have a boring first end, and now all of a sudden we got 3 rocks stacked up in the middle here.
Yeah, game on.
Okay, das ist gut. Wow! Girl, bist dran. Noch bit. Gut, Fabian.
And very nice shot from Fabian Reeder. I saw that Team Schwaller was out at Cape Spear this morning. I think that's a pretty good drive from here, but looked like them and Yannick Schwaller's team went out for a little visit. Have you ever been out that far in St. John's, or in Newfoundland rather?
I don't remember if we went there last time we were here, but
it's like
so
the furthest
cool
point.
to do.
Yeah, it's the furthest point east in Canada.
Oh, then yes.
Okay.
I think the very first time I was here, we went there.
Yeah, definitely lots of great stuff to do. I didn't mean to cut you off there. What have you guys been up to this week so far? Have you been getting into the St. John's nightlife a little bit? I know you're curling, so that can sometimes be hard.
Yeah, we went out for a nice meal last night, and today we were gonna go to Signal Hill, but we didn't have quite enough time. We went and visited the local Kubota this afternoon, so
nice.
We went out there, had a good visit. So maybe tomorrow we'll go around a little bit.
Do they let you drive the tractors?
Not this time. Yeah, one time Carrie and I got to race some tractors.
And how'd that go?
Carrie won.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun. They didn't have quite as much space this time for us to, there's a highway right there, so I don't think they wanted us to do that.
Just take the tractors out on the highway. Who cares? That's what I'd be. I'd be like, come on, let me go.
I guess it's the rest of the traffic that would have to worry, but not us.
No, not you. You're in the biggest vehicle. I think you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like they were too happy with that result there.
You might be able to get all reds moving here a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly looks like the top 2 go pretty easy.
Yeah.
Oh, got a piece of the center guard, still got both reds somehow.
Yeah. Really good sweep.
Yeah, nice sweep there from Suji. Take another look at that. Get just a little hair of that center guard. That's I don't know if that's good. I don't know if poking that center guard was good or not.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out where the next rocks go. But that's what we've seen. You know, they threw all those draws, made them perfectly, but then you just go inside the used path and you catch that bit of fresh curl.
And that one over curls as well, and so it will be still Team Gim lying one with the hammer here. We talked about Team Schwaller being the current World Junior Champions, and this Team Gim, no stranger to the Junior Championships either. Min Ji has won both a silver and a bronze at the junior level. And Eun-ji won a university silver and a university bronze, so a lot of good things on this side of the sheet as well. And of course, we know Eun-ji Gim, the current world number 3. And that will come up well short. Still not a bad situation here for Gim.
Yeah, protected enough with their back one there.
Aber das Ding ist halt auch noch kurz. Dann kommt sie da. Dann muss sie nachher über den runnen. Das ist jetzt einer von 3. Nicht so gut. Was ich meine, aber wenn es so eine neue Spur ist. Was siehst du noch?
Have you picked up any Swiss watching all of these games, or
well, their
language?
They're German. Yeah, they're Swiss German, Schwaller. So no is the answer. I used to be De Cruz was good because they mostly spoke French, so I could pick up a little bit of that just from having taken French in school. I mean, still not great, you know, but good enough. What about you? You got any tips for me?
No, not at all. I'm guessing they were talking about maybe playing the wide come around or the angle run here.
Yeah, I'd be a little scared of the wide come around.
Yeah, it would be a pretty big guess.
Yeah. So they are going to play the run. I've commentated Schwaller a few times. I'm sure you've probably played them a few times as well. They're certainly not afraid to throw a hit or throw the big weight.
Oh, definitely.
And the Salinas are really good on the brush. It was interesting how we had Nicholas Adine in the booth yesterday, and he was talking about how he almost prefers height in a sweeper to muscle mass, that even just being tall and getting able to get some extra leverage on the broom from height makes such a difference. And two of the tallest women on tour, Riekiger and Goffner, so they're really good sweepers and help Xenia make a lot of shots, and Riekiger trying to hold this one straight. And just unlocks that yellow, and that actually might be really not good for them. It brings a potential 3 into play here, I think, for Gim.
Yeah, it did push it into the open. Hair thinner in that, the yellow one probably goes.
And however good my German is, my Korean is worse. I'll tell you that for free.
I think there's come around, shorts okay.
Okay, so you're up on your Korean.
Yeah, I'm cheating based off where they're putting their brooms, but
you're up on your Korean / you know how to curl. So our first look at Eun-ji Gim here. First rock in the first. Min-ji Kim leaning on this here. Looks close. Kind of got that one in no man's land there.
Peel.
Yeah, just chopped off and potentially could get the double.
I think so.
it
Based on
misses
the
the
angle.
red,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think it does too. I mean, they didn't look at it too long, so that makes me believe that they think it goes pretty easy. Yeah, they just kind of got caught in between, Val. I think they probably could have swept it and just put it right on top of their own yellow.
Yeah.
But instead, it just chapped.
Those are always so tough. Do you call plan B? Do you still try and get by, and then you just end up in the middle?
So last rock for Xenia Schwaller here in the first, trying to make a double. Got one. Does she have the second? Will it go far enough? Oh, it does. Really nice. Lying two, and really no other option here for NG Gim other than to draw. Originally, I wasn't sure if they had any of that red one for a potential double, but they obviously do not. I have a habit of never looking at the screen and seeing the house angles, and it's the furthest sheet away from us in the broadcast booth. That got me in trouble yesterday when I said that there was no possible way that Almeida Duval could make a shot that she then went on to make. So I'm trying to be a little more cautious in the booth today. So final stone for NG Gim, and as you suggested, Val might be a bit of a guess here. She did just throw a draw on a similar path, but does need to find the 4-foot for one.
Yeah, they should have a good idea on this one. This is close to where all those come-arounds were played.
So Minji on this, right out of the hand. Suji coming out to help now. This does look like it's going to need the help. They are trying to drag it. Did they pull the string here? Oh my goodness. Will they get it in there to count the second? They don't. And so that is an early steal of two for Xenia Schwaller. Great start for the Swiss squad. Gim will keep the hammer when we come back.
Okay. Wo ist die nächste gewesen, die nächste Trigger? Mitte auch. Okay.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Goldline's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
Linje gut. Okay. Sella. Gönn nicht viel, gönn nicht viel. 15-2. Ja, komm noch nicht.
So a good first end for Xenia Schwaller, and that's the kind of steal that you love to get, Val. You didn't really have to work that hard for it. Just have your opponent unfortunately miss a draw and put two on the board. Good start for the team that, as we said, is 0-2 and needs to have this win to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, that end turned around in a hurry. Really good double. Okay, to force that draw.
So corner guard up for Suji Kim. Maybe a little higher than they would have liked, but still solid. So you guys have started 3-0, Val. You're in the playoffs. That's got to feel good, and it's been kind of a crazy year for you guys. You know, I'm curious. You've been Obviously still waiting on the decision with Brianne Harris, and Shannon Burchard's been injured. Seems like you've had a new player basically every tournament. And you've had a lot of impressive results doing that. You know, how have you guys worked to kind of integrate those new members into the team? How's it been able to work out so well for you?
Yeah, I mean, everyone that we have played with has just, you know, stepped in, and it's been seamless. Dawn, it was so much fun playing with her. She's so positive, and, you know, she made a lot of shots and just kept everything light. And Jo, the same. You know, it was really fun to play with her again.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we did get 2 events with her, so it was that was good. But yeah, and now Brittany is just fitting in really nice, and it's been, you know, really nice. Everyone that we've, you know, played with has just stepped in and played really well and helped us out, and, you know, we really appreciate that.
Have you, when you bring these team members on, is there like a team meeting process, or you're trying to bring them in and say, you know, hey, this is how we're doing things, whatever, or is it just kind of you trust once you get out there, you'll all figure it out?
We did have a couple practices together with, Dawn was able to practice with the girls in Winnipeg before we came to PEI. And then Jo and I could practice in Edmonton together, and then we had an event at the Sable first where we had some practices. So we had a chance to get comfortable first, so it wasn't just thrown into a game and kind of figure it out. And same with Brittany. We got on the ice here in Newfoundland, and the ice was really good over at the curling club, so we were able to just kind of work on the little communication pieces and, you know, what's weight, what are you guys looking for here, and yeah, she stepped in seamlessly.
Nice. Well, that's awesome. I think, yeah, it's been fun, I think, for the fans. See Dawn McEwen back playing second, see you playing with Joanne again. Is that the first time you two had played together since the old days, the curly hair days, and the
OG days?
The OG, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And we've had some laughs along the way, you know, and Kristen too. She's been great. And Carrie and I, you know, just keeping the ship afloat here. But yeah, I think, you know, it's just been good. We've just been trying to embrace it and, you know, crack some jokes along the way, like, oh, okay, who are we playing with next?
Yeah, totally.
That kind of thing, because, you know, what else can you do, really?
Yeah, no, for sure. No, it's been really fun to watch, and this game has been, you know, I think kind of a good start here for both teams. I think Gim would be pretty happy with having that rock buried around the corner guards, and Schwaller's probably pretty happy with the situation in the middle here.
Yeah, definitely. It only takes kind of one to get these moving up the middle to bring those corners into play, so see if they can connect here.
Beim ersten bin ich aber auch ein bisschen überrascht gewesen, dass so wenig gemacht hat. Ja, etwa so, ja.
And unfortunately does still leave 2 reds, and they leave the center guard up there. Does Team Gim. And you were right, I was just taking a peek at the Sportsnet feed. It was Minji holding the broom and Suji sweeping last end. Again, I do blame my very poor eyesight, and I'd like to thank my parents for that. They both wear glasses, so I was just doomed to a life of poor eyesight, I think. When did you get glasses? I was 6.
I was older.
Okay.
I didn't need them right away, yeah.
So you had some cool years before you had to...
Yeah, I can still see somewhat close. It's far things, or what, like, you know, curling, for example, or driving, especially at night.
I am technically nearsighted, but like when I say that, if my glasses are off, like my phone would have to be like this close to my face to see it.
Yeah, and those letters on max size.
Oh, letters would have to be on max size. They're not when I have glasses on, thankfully, but yeah, I'm heading for max size very, very soon. I feel bad for my wife. She's gonna have to walk around with me and max size text on the phone. Be embarrassing. So what are the shots that Schwaller's talking about here? I mean, this is obviously a great situation for them now. Would you come around everything? Would you throw another guard? What are you thinking here?
I think it's tricky because you can't guard both, so I think they're worried about leaving the hit and roll under the corners off that top 12 one and potentially even the double and roll. So probably trying to take away that side.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hi. Girl. Tia.
Or tap.
Yeah, or just a tap.
Or just tap it
yeah,
out.
or
Okay.
whatever. That works too. Nice shot. Schwaller lying two.
Ja,
You can
aber
probably get rid of all three of these reds, though.
Yeah. On the nose, I think. Pretty close.
Yeah. And G just saying she might be worried about the jam, but I think you can get that going over top, depending on where you hit it.
Now, if you cross it just a hair, I think it'll be okay.
es ist halt... Weißt du, der Girl nimmt schon mega ab jetzt bei den Draws. Ja, ich habe ja da LSD gespielt, oder?
So I think it will be the triple try here for Minji Kim.
Je nachdem jammt es halt da.
Makes the double, but it does roll a third shot on top of that yellow. So not a bad result, but...
Yeah, it opens up the middle. A little unlucky where that red spilled to, but it's much more open in the middle. As much as you really want to get your deuce back in this end, you want to make sure you score for sure.
Yeah, once you don't want that steel train to get going too far down the tracks. Otherwise, the game can feel like it gets away from you pretty quick.
Exactly.
So Selena Goffner looking for the draw here, but Reeder and Riekiger have basically not even looked at this one. As that's going to be well heavy. You want it to stay for second shot, though. And it does, so that's good. But potential now for Gim, not out of the question. They could pull a 2 here now.
Das ist schlecht. Am 5. End. Am 5. End. Was am 5. End? Bringt mir jetzt Ja. Hä, was? Am 5. Das ist jetzt mega hart bekommen. Was hast du für eine Länge? Ja, also sorry. Ja, kannst du ihn ein bisschen auf Gön, kann ihn chasen von rechts.
And that's also a little deep from Minji Kim. Both teams not finding draw weight here yet, which, you know, seems a little strange. Like you said, Val, the draw to the button at the start of the game was really good for both teams. So it felt like they were dialed in, but they haven't been able to find a great draw since the game started.
Yeah, it can be tricky sometimes if the path sits and you're expecting it to be a little bit heavy. You throw that little bit extra, but then it runs okay because it was the draw path. So just caught a little bit on those two.
So opportunity for Xenia Schwaller now with her first to maybe get set up for a steal, looking for a freeze. Selena's trying to drag this one to the face of that yellow stone. And that's a great shot from Xenia Schwaller. Right down onto it. And this is looking a little scary here for Team Gimville.
Yeah, very well placed stoned, well managed.
Okay. Okay. Ich glaube kurz vor der Hookline halt.
think you almost have to try and release that yellow on one side or the other here. In hopes to remove the red on the next one.
Zet Selina het liever dat ik een vijfde? Nee, is toch niet? We zijn met mij de zon, ik geloof niet. Toch. Also ich sicher nicht. Ja, das ist gut. Das ist dumm. Das wird schon schön hier. Nein. Selina vielleicht noch, wenn man ihr Geld gibt. Angenommen, sie tappt der Nase, dann sind wir ja noch Schott. Dann würde ich einfach noch etwas dran. Ja. Ist gut.
So first rock here for Eunji Kim in the second end, trying to unlock this Schwaller shot stone. This has got to get by that center guard though. Oh my, it's all over it. Ooh. This is getting dangerous, Val.
Yeah, just one of those inside tracks that was just fresh and maybe not quite as much weight as she was planning on throwing, and it got gobbled up early.
Ich finde das fast besser, weil dann kann sie über den schiessen. So ist es super. Ja.
So just a guard here, you think? Or is she coming right down onto it again?
Probably just a guard. I think it would be hard to freeze with that yellow guard in the way with this turn. So probably just looking to cap it off, and then I don't know if Kim will take on the angle run for or not.
Yeah, I think you'd be in tough to score, and if you ever hit it wrong, you could give up a steal of 3.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if this guard is made well, we might see Kim throw it into the boards, but guard has to be made well for Schwaller. Pretty much exactly where you want it, and we'll see what Kim decides. But yeah, I'm not seeing much here, Val. I don't know about you.
I wouldn't want to be throwing it. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like the risk is so high. It almost looks like they're going to try some sort of angle run with like not a lot of weight, just to kind of chisel off that red and maybe get to the pin. But I don't even see that.
Yeah, I think you'd have to throw it pretty hard. It's less risk than just running them onto the middle. So maybe just try to give something a go anyways.
So what it seems like they're maybe playing here is a run back double.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll warn you now, if she makes this, I will be yelling. This would be an incredible shot if she makes this for one. Even just where that Schwaller stone ended up, it's like slightly staggered towards the direction this rock is coming in. It's really tough.
So I wondered if there was room to play the wide one, because you just get a little bit sharper angle off that red. But neither are ideal.
So final stone, Eunji Kim trying a run back double.
Oh, the wide one's buried, so never mind.
And that will not get close. And so it is another steal of 1. A phenomenal freeze from Xenia Schwaller sets it up. And they'll put another point on the board. They lead 3-0.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance.
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Ooh, this is flirting with the rings here. Oh boy, a little heavy for Soo-Ji Kim. That's not the way to get the simple do started here. Fabian Rieder on this right out of the hand from Selena Riekiger. Does this have any of it? No, it doesn't. Oh my goodness. That's an unfortunate time for that. Had a really good chance to kind of put the pressure on your opponent there.
Yeah, definitely.
This looks light. This over the hog line. Oh my gosh. Wow. Don't see that too often at this level.
No, I'm surprised at both of these last two passing opportunities back and forth.
Yeah, 3 zeros in a row. Rock in the rings, complete flash, and a hog. We'll see if Fabian Rieder can right the ship here. And that hog just really costs you too, because let's say Selena Riekiger had made the hit on her first one. You throw up the corner guard, you still have life for 2, but you hog that second stone, and now any guard you throw can be peeled. And
yeah,
not great, not great.
No, even if it wasn't guarding theirs, even if it was just a good corner guard to use later, would have been good. A little bit to work with in the house here, though. You could come around that one on the side and come around back 8, try and generate something that way. Looks like they might hit it out here, maybe try and get a blank and take another run at it in 4.
Yeah, 3-0, not an insurmountable lead, that's for sure. I did commentate an 11-8 game this week with 2 3s and 2 4s, so so yeah, anything is possible, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we were up 4-1, I think, yesterday, and it came down to the last rock in an extra end, and then we were down 4-1 today, and it came down to the last end. So can definitely turn around.
So as Fabian Rieder sets up for this shot, we'll keep you updated on the other scores around the Mary Brown Center here. It is Anna Hasselborg facing off against Momo Hatabata. That is tied 2-2. Hasselborg has the hammer playing the third. The Sportsnet feature game is Silvana Tirinsoni against Satsuki Fujisawa. That game is tied 1-1. And Tirinsoni will have the hammer. Sorry, Fujisawa will have the hammer in the third end. And directly in front of us in the game that's being commentated also on Home Team Live by Tyler George and Val's teammate Carrie Anderson. It's Sayaki Yoshimura against Caitlin Laws. Yoshimura leading that one 2-1 and has the hammer in the third end. Of course, all these games available on Home Team Live. Commentary on Yoshimura and Laws. And if you're in Canada, of course, Sportsnet coverage of Tirinsoni and Fujisawa. And I guess we're just trading hits here now, Val. I'm a little surprised they didn't try to make some kind of draw weight play onto that stone in the middle.
Yeah, it looked like they were maybe going to try and get the double there, just over curled a little bit.
So no mistake there for Selena Goffner, and Team Schwaller continues to lie 2 without the hammer. It's going to be rocking in the Mary Brown Center tonight as well, the first ever Grand Slam of Curling kitchen party. Fans encouraged to bring their ugly sticks, go wild. It's going to feature Brad Gushue against Mike McEwen in a Brier final rematch from last year, and I know it's going to be rocking in here tonight as the double is made for Minji Kim, and I think we're heading for a blank here, Val.
Yes, got that double they wanted. And
so,
what's the kitchen party?
The kitchen party? Well, have you ever been to a Newfoundland kitchen party?
No.
It's like a tradition here where you, as you might be aware from the name, you party in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just you have people over to your house. It's usually singing, dancing. Maybe you have a fiddle, a guitar. You got some people cranking out some tunes. You bring out the ugly sticks. You know, or were you in the ugly stick making workshop yesterday?
We did not get a chance to do that, no.
Okay, but you know what it is, or you've seen one before?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So fans encouraged to bring those. I believe we may have some mummers running through the building as well. You know about that? Yeah, they dress up like mummies.
Okay.
Coming in, yeah. Basically, it's just gonna be a madhouse in here tonight. It's basically what it comes down to. So Sportsnet's going to have the Gushue and McEwen coverage. But we will have 2 other games here for you this evening. I believe it's going to be a Swedish invasion in the booth. Tyler and I will be, Brent Lang and I actually will be joined by Nicholas Sedin and Isabella Vrano.
That'll be good.
Yes. Looking forward to it. Well, and I have Val Sweden in the booth with me this afternoon as well.
So much Sweden.
I can't believe anyone ever calls you Val Sweden. That's insane. Did they just not see the G on the end or something, or what?
I think it was usually after me saying it. So for, we're checking into the hotel and the team, they know there's a lot of curlers and there's Team Sweden there. So we say, we're Team Sweden. Oh, Sweden? No. It's the Scotties. They're not here. So.
They call me Valerie Sweden.
Yeah.
Okay, freeze here. Okay, I like this. Mix it up a little bit. I was just getting ready to lay back and just chat with you because we were going to blank this thing.
Yeah.
Now we might actually have to do some work here.
Bit of a change in gears here. Thought after
perfect
after
weight
almost.
Double,
Now they might have to make another double.
Yeah, I mean that looks pretty easy. I mean, if you're Xenia, if you could ever poke this by and lie 2 without disturbing your own there, that'd be real good.
Yeah.
Does anyone call you Valerie? Do you have like a family member that insists you're Valerie and not Val?
Sometimes, mostly if I'm in trouble.
If you're in trouble,
then I get Valerie, yeah.
But when have you ever been in trouble?
And not often.
I was going to say, I feel like I've known you for like a decade. You do not seem like the troublemaking type to me.
Yeah, the odd time we were joking on our team because Reed has nicknames for all of us. So if you get your actual name, then you probably are in trouble. And I said, yeah, if I get Valerie, I know I really messed up.
Really in trouble. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
I don't get it a lot, but I do get the Valerie sometimes out on the ice. Yeah.
Oh, did she just clip hers enough to stay? Not quite. So still Schwaller line one. We'll see if Gim decides to freeze again. No, she's just going to hit here. What's your nickname? Are you allowed to say that publicly? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when Reed was first with us, he asked everybody, if you were a wing, like a chicken wing, what sauce would you be or what flavor would you be? And immediately I knew I'd be honey hot.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Honey hot. Is that your favorite type of wing, or you just think you would? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, favorite, and I think it's pretty fitting too.
Yeah.
It's sweet, and I can be spicy sometimes.
Okay.
Too, so
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So that's your nickname is Honey Hot.
Yeah, and then it's kind of taken different variations with spicy and hot, like that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Honey Hot. A little sweet and a little spicy.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that I've ever. Maybe I got to see Spicy Val.
Oh. Yeah, it's
there. Does it take a few drinks or what?
No.
Like no.
Spicy. Or even after a good shot or something.
Yeah,
like that
of course.
Could be spicy.
Yeah, true. Yeah. You make lots of those.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. So open hit for Xenia Schwaller here. Final stone for her in the third end. In firm control of this game, leading 3-0. Speaking of threes, Anna Hasselborg just dropped one on Momoha Tabata. They now lead that one 5-2. That game's available on Home Team Live. No commentary, but we do have player audio, I believe, for you on that one.
Yes, and Agnes has the hat cam on.
Yes, Agnes rocking the hat cam.
Cool view from her angle.
Yeah, we don't have really like a good nickname for Agnes with it on. We'll have to come up with one because last night we had the Matt Ham hat cam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it was on Maddie Hamilton. But Agnes, I think Knockenhauer, doesn't it stand for like hammerhead or something like that? Isn't that what it actually means in English? I think it's something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. It's hammer something. Like the Hauer I know is hammer. So just trying to think of things that rhyme with Cam. Blank attempt here for Eunji Gim. They've been on this right out of her hand, and oh no. That is right on the nose. So this has been an uphill battle for Team Gim. We'll see if they can find their way back into it. We'll be right back.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
Well, I can tell you that I have commentated a lot of Team Gim's games over the years, and it's only 3 ends, but this might be about as bad as I've seen them play. They really just don't miss that many shots, and Eunji in particular has really struggled so far. So they trail 3-1. Xenia Schwaller actually has the hammer for the first time, despite being ahead 3-1. So we'll see if she can sort of take advantage of this Team Gim that has not been playing particularly well.
Yeah, just not catching on to the pass like we were talking about earlier. Just whether it's been played or whether it's fresh, you'll catch that extra curl. So just kind of getting caught on either side of it right now. So we'll see if they can figure it out in the rest of this game here.
Finger 4, T-line. Hinter 4. Okay. T-line. Kom weg. Curlen.
And for Team Schwaller, I'd imagine here, Val, this is a case where you're up 2. You don't want to go crazy, but you have to feel like if you could ever score 2 or more here, you really have control of this game.
Yeah, definitely. I think you want to play it smart, make sure you score your 1, and anything more than that would be a bonus. But yeah, they have an opportunity here to take big control of the game. Team Gim only throwing 1 guard here too, so they'll be, I suspect it'll be coming back here in a couple rocks time.
Yeah, are you a little surprised by that they only threw 1 guard?
A little bit, but that top red one's in a really good spot too, so if you throw a second guard, it might be a little bit tricky to go in there, but I am a little bit surprised being down 2. Yes.
So freeze here for Selena Riekager. Apologies for that static. I think we've been having a little bit of trouble with the Team Schwaller mics. We've been trying to bring you the player audio, but there's been a little bit of static issue. We are working on it though.
Okay.
And who needs a freeze when you can draw around everything?
Yeah, good management to get the audible there. Being 4th down the path, he just runs a little bit better.
Yeah, certainly not in a bad spot, and this already puts some pressure on Suji Kim to make this one good. So a little short there for Suji, and it's kind of a weird situation for Schwaller because they are lying 2, but all the play is around the center and they have the hammer.
Yeah, they're pretty well set up behind those staggered yellows too. So that question, do you open it up for the other team or do you just keep throwing everything you can at them?
Yeah, what would you favor here?
Oh, the way this game's been going, I'd be tempted to draw around again.
Ja, I would agree.
Ich weiß, es ist nur, weil es so gut liegt, oder? Ja, ich weiß. Aber weißt du, und sie kann nicht mal über einen Guard schiessen im Moment. Das ist halt das. So? Meinst du nicht? Ja. Ja, schwierig. Sehr schwierig, oder? Zum den da treffen, müsste sie ihn da haben. Ja. Das ist fast nicht möglich. Zweimal, nein, nicht. Ja, können wir schon. Ich sehe wie nur 2 Sachen. Ich sehe da. Ja. Probieren Druck machen oder auftun. Ist halt, wenn wir auftun. Ja, es ist auch okay. Liegt auch nicht gut, wenn wir da kommen, liegt es gut. Ja. Ich würde aufmachen, mit 2, also 2 vorne. Okay.
Looks like they're going with what the scoreboard's telling them here and opening up the front.
Yeah, and like you say, I don't think either call is necessarily bad, but I would tend to side with you here. I'm always a fan of smelling the blood in the water, you know, getting the killer instinct going here a little bit.
And it's early enough in the end, too. They could bail later if need be, but this is the good thing for them is that I think they're okay with either call here.
Yeah, as you say, up 2 with hammer and you're lying 2. There's not really a bad shot here. They do leave their red one right in the middle, though. I think they would have liked to roll that a bit. But they do get them both going, Fabian Reeder. It's another big shot here for Minji Kim. And unfortunately just loses it a little bit off that red. Is there a run double here?
I think there could be. A little tricky to maybe, a little dangerous because I think you could miss the one yellow and run it onto your own. So probably just peeling here.
And indeed, just the straight peel. Fabian Reeder.
It's like Team Gim is going to figure out how to rearrange these angles so that they're in their favor.
So timeout called for Team Gim. So what do you think they're discussing here, Val?
I think they're discussing where to hit that or tap. I'm assuming they're just going to try rearranging things to try and maybe get that one red one behind the tee line and leave a good angle on the back ones. There's a good angle over the top. Or overhead angle, I guess.
You can say over the top. Over the top of the house.
Over the top angle.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, if you could just...
It's over the top of the
move around.
rocks, Val.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
you're good.
You get me.
I get you. Yeah. Honey hot.
Yeah.
I'm dialed in. My favorite wings are salt and pepper, which does kind of work for me because I'm getting gray in my advanced
Getting
age.
the salt and pepper.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, salt and pepper is a good choice too.
I think so. It's just hard to screw up. Sometimes sauces, and I'm a sauce guy, don't get me wrong, but a sauce is not going to be the same across the board. So you might, if especially you're like a honey hot, like a honey garlic, a teriyaki, the sauce might not be exactly what you're hoping for, but salt and pepper, those are the two oldest ingredients in the book, Val.
Yeah.
Tough to screw it up.
Good classic go-to.
So they've made a pile of yellows. I don't know how much that helped exactly. Is there ever a way you could get rid of both of these yellows without touching a red?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, so that was just, you call a timeout and then hit your rocks into a very vulnerable position. Unfortunate for Team Gim and Selena Goffner trying to get both these yellows going. And this rock is not traveling slow. Just like that. Great shot from Selena Goffner. Crowd at the Mary Brown Center loves it. That was humming.
Yeah. This team can throw it very hard and accurate.
No kidding. Look at that. Great shot. So it'll be a double back here for Minji Kim. And she makes it, but the yellow does not stick around. So Xenia can try to get the 2 points set up here. Reeder leaning on this one. And unfortunately, that rolls to set up a double. I think they were trying to hit the other side of it, Val. I was reading the broom signals correctly.
Oh, it worked out okay.
Yeah, I think if you're Schwaller, you don't care about a blank here. That's just fine. Shorten the game a little bit. Keep the Hammer in a 2-point lead. First stone, Eunji Kim. Looking for a double to set up a blank. And just hits that one right on the beak. And again, Kim just continues to struggle here.
Yeah, just it seems so close, but just not getting the full shot that they need.
Yeah, as we said, the world number 3, they're fresh off of a win at the Autumn Gold Classic in Calgary. They've qualified in every single tournament they've played in this year, aside from the Canadian Open. So it's been another really strong year for Team Gim, but not a strong afternoon so far. And if Xenia Schwaller can make this roll here, they're going to be feeling pretty good for 2. So trying to manage the perfect roll, and that is pretty darn good, Val.
Yeah, very, very well managed.
This double is there, but it is not easy. It's a pretty steep angle.
It is, yeah. A little bit of a guess inside out here of what the pass going to do. I don't know if they've thrown it yet this game.
So final stone for Eunji Kim, trying to get something going her way here. Needs this steep double to prevent 2 from going on the board. Sounds close. And there you go. Lovely shot from Eunji Kim. Maybe just what she needed to get her mojo back heading into the second half of this game. So Xenia Schwaller will throw this one right through the house. They will keep a 2-point lead and the Hammer into the second half of the game. We're going to take our 3-minute fourth end break. We'll see you back here very soon.
This is the Cornwall Curling Club. It's my home club. I started curling here when I was 7 years old. I decided to stick with curling because I really enjoyed the small team environment. I curled with the same girls from the time I was 9, basically until the end of juniors. So getting to form those friendships with my teammates was really special to me.
I started curling because of my grandparents, and both my parents curled and my brother, so it was just like a whole family thing. And when you walk into the curling club in Truro, Nova Scotia, and it was everyone greets you and it's such a warm environment and it's fun. After school, we'd go and all of our friends would be there. So it was just like such a fun environment. And I got to curl with some of my closest friends growing up. So it really helped me keep in the game, and we all had the same goals.
I know what curling has done for our family, the opportunities it provided for both my girls. Nationally, you know, we've got to see, travel the world. It's just a great sport. It's a small community. People, you know, at all levels, everybody knows each other. That's what, it's kind of a unique sport that way.
It's a sport that enables him to build his confidence and to make friends while doing something that he really enjoys.
Right now, at the age that they're at, it's just awesome to see when they come here and they see their friends at the curling club and the stuff they do off the ice too, and smiles and hanging out and just enjoying their time with friends.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
Hello, curling fans, and welcome back inside the Mary Brown Center here in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador for the third event of the Grand Slam of Curling, the KIOTI National. It is draw 11 action, women's side of things. Team Xenia Schwaller up against Team Unji Gim. John Cullen alongside Val Sweeting, and Val, this has been pretty much all one-way traffic so far. Schwaller has been very consistent all game, and Gim has really yet to get herself in this, has been struggling a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I've noticed that Team Schwaller throws a little bit more rotation, a little bit more of an ad, and I think that it's easier to get the rocks where you want to in that spot, but so it'll just be a matter of Gim figuring out that they're getting a little bit more curl than the other team, so how can they get their rocks there?
Yeah, we'll see if Team Gim maybe had a good meeting at the fourth end break and can get things figured out. As we said off the top of the program, Team Gim playing with 3 this week due to some family commitments back home. So Yeyun Sol and their alternate not here this week. So it's just up to Minji and Suji Kim and Unji Gim. And for Team Schwaller, this is a must-win game, sitting at 0-2. As we know in these slams, you get to that third loss, and you're almost certainly eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, we squeaked through at the Players' Championship, but there's 5 game round robin. So we were 2-3 one time, squeaked through tiebreaker, ended up in the final, but it's a little bit tougher with this 4 game round robin.
Yeah, 1-3 tends to not get it done.
No.
I mean, you guys were 2-2 at the Canadian Open, and speaking of squeaking through.
Yeah, it came down to the wire because it also depended on the men's draws and what happened. And because we needed enough sheets to play enough tiebreakers. So, yeah, we were up late that last night watching the game, and then Kristen and I were watching, and we were so excited, and then we got to go to bed. We got to play in the morning. Yeah, definitely not the position you want to be in, is hoping and praying and crossing everything depending on other people. So
yeah, I was going to say, were you up late because you were watching the men's games or because you were having nightmares about your LSD from that week?
Both. The LSD was haunting us, and we were also watching the men's games because we needed certain people to win and lose.
You needed 3 games to break, right? If I remember correctly. So that's quite a thing. And yeah, for Team Sturmey, they were going to avoid the tiebreakers altogether, be right in the quarterfinal if it didn't break right for them, or if it didn't break right for you guys, broke right for them, they would have been right in a quarterfinal. Instead, had to play a tiebreaker and lost to your team. So yeah, it was a real tale of 2 emotions for your teams that Friday night in Nisku.
Yes, definitely. I ran into their coach, Ted Appelman, and yeah, we were both wishing for different things that day. But
So we do see the double center here for Team Gim, which you were figuring we might see last end. So
Nice.
clearly recognizing the time is getting a little thinner.
yes. Good if they could get one in the pocket here. Really nice. There's 3 in a row there for them. Good placement.
Yeah, absolutely. It is Schwaller lying too, but as you said, Val, that Suji Kim Stone in a really good spot, nestled into those 2 reds. So it'll be a peel of the top guard here for Fabienne Rieder.
It's a little bit different dynamic too when you have 3 players, and if the ice is a little bit patchy, you don't have that person to bounce ideas off of all the time. I think they just want to put the guard back here for a little while before making a play in the house.
Yeah, we often see this, a little end delay. Fabienne Rieder looking to get rid of this rock. And speaking of rocks, lots of great gear at the Rock Shop here at the Mary Brown Center, and also online. The Brad Goo shoes making their debut this week. Uh-oh. That was not the desired result for Fabienne Rieder. That's a big mistake, actually.
Yeah, kind of did some of the work for them.
Yeah, leaving both guards up, getting rid of one of their reds. Really unfortunate there for Fabienne. But yeah, you can get all of your new Grand Slam of Curling gear if you're here this week or online, therockshop.net.
Yeah, I think there's a bit left over after Carrie went through the shop. She did some shopping in there. They got a lot of gifts for
Christmas shopping.
for some people, not to spoil it for anyone.
Hey,
but
no, that's
yeah.
okay. They're not listening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lots of cool stuff in there.
This is a huge shot here for Minji Kim. Chance to get something set up.
Yeah, if they can lock a freeze on that top one, they'll be in really good shape.
That's really nice from Minji.
Yeah, they must have had a good chat at the break there. They've come out firing here in this 5th end.
I'll say. So we're going to see that big weight here from Selena Goffner again. I think trying the run back into the pile now on purpose. And unfortunately just missing. It was either that or the double peel. I think either option would have been good for them there. But didn't get either one, so this is still some trouble here for Team Schwaller.
The tricky thing too is that the shooter kind of choked off the draw path, that intern draw path. So you could throw a hit at that red one, but can't draw that way, so.
Seems like Minji thought this was a little light out of her hand. Immediately jumping in to help Suji with the sweeping here. Oh boy, is this another hog, Val?
I think so.
Oh no, that's not even close. Must be something tricky on that path, or maybe it's a rock. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously two different throwers, but that was well short of the hog line. Luckily for Team Gim, it's still a pretty good situation for them, even with the hog. Selena Goffner going to come take a look here.
Yeah, it's the type of surface that you really have to make sure that you add. If you take off even just a little bit, it's exaggerated. It comes up well short of what you'd think.
Well, I was hearing players say too, it's not even if you don't add, or sorry, it's not even if you kind of pull back a little bit, but even if you just sort of have a natural release, you're going to lose it as well. That you do need to have that just little positive extension at the end. True?
Yes. Yeah, I got caught a couple times. I didn't give it that boost, and it just gets eaten up in the middle early. Yeah, like you said, still not a bad situation. They still got to think it through here.
Yeah, what would be the options they're discussing here? Just like a straight rip versus a run back?
Probably, yeah. Or if they are playing the run, where's ideal to send that? You could get a little unlucky, but
so we'll see if Selena Goffner can pull it off. Does look like they are trying to run it into the house. Just be if they can hit it in the right spot. How about that? Pretty darn good.
pretty good, yeah.
So they probably want to sit just, okay, maybe a little roll off. Just try not to set up a double.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to maybe scoot the other yellow over under those corners. I think it is a little bit tricky not to leave a double.
First rock for NG Gim here in the fifth. Kind of the first good end they've had set up so far, trying to keep that up. This is over curling though. Do they get rid of that red? Oh, they do just. And just that, are they sitting two?
I think so. On the overhead, it looked like they both kind of were still biting.
Yeah, so kind of accidentally made the best shot they could have made.
Yep, no double there.
No,
I was wrong.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you did say it was tricky. That was tricky.
Yeah.
wasn't exactly what they called it. It's not the ideal scenario because you do leave Xenia Schwaller with a draw around these two corners here.
That's kind of been the story of the game a little bit. All the play on that end was on the other side of the sheet, and then your skip goes to throw on the other side that's been sitting, and we see that fresh curl.
So key draw here for Xenia Schwaller. And this is that middle path here, not easy. You got to drag this here. Selena Goffner trying to bring it over. Can you get it buried behind those two guards? That's a really good sweep. I don't know if Unji's going to be able to see much of that from the hack or not. Oh, that's a good look there. That is almost dead buried. What a great shot.
Just try and bury as much as they can and hope for a miss, I think.
Yeah, this is, there's just not really an easy way to get rid of that red one. So you think they're coming around everything? I guess you can't, it's tough to get on the corner of that one.
Yeah, it'd be tough to sit shot because it's just pretty much in the perfect spot. So I think if you can get half around, 3/4 around and hope that they can't get it out of there.
So final stone for NG Gim, and it could be an important one. Certainly does not want to go down 4 here. This is really starting to curl. Oh, I think this is a little light, Val. And unfortunately, just again, not really close for NG Gim. Little light, picks up that curl through the middle, and it'll be an open draw for 2 for Xenia Schwaller. So final stone, Xenia Schwaller, 5th end and looking for her 5th point. Just needs full 8 to score 2. Riekiger and Goffner leaning on this one. This is again that tricky spot coming across the center. Can they drag it there for the 2nd point? Can they get it there for the 2nd point? Yes, they can. Another phenomenal sweep for the Selenas. The Schwallers, just the Schwaller will put 2 on the board. They take a 5-1 lead into 6.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
Well, it's been all Schwaller all the time here this afternoon. Another mistake from NG Gim after another great shot from Xenia Schwaller. Feels like we've been saying that all afternoon, and it is now 5-1 Schwaller leading. And Val, we were just talking in the break. It's been a struggle for NG Gim, and you know, I like what you said to me. It's really been just a case of it seems like they haven't been able to pick up the draw paths as well as Team Schwaller has.
Yeah, we had glimpses of it in that end. They had a good setup there until that guard was hogged, and then a wonderful run back made to get out of that end and 2 great draws. So yeah, just kind of struggling to hit the pass here. They're finding a little bit extra curl and just not quite getting their rocks where they need them.
Yeah, we're not used to seeing this team struggle. They are sitting at 1-1, so a loss here would not eliminate them from the tournament, but certainly they would have liked the win here, as 3 wins almost always gets you a guaranteed playoff spot here at the Slams. So they'll be fighting for a second win tomorrow if they aren't able to pull this one out here. We'll see. Still 3 ends to go. They're not out of it yet, but definitely a big lead for Schwaller and a big lead percentage-wise. Two in the rings for Selena Riekager and Team Schwaller, and I think we'll see another corner guard up here for Team Gim. Looks like they're favoring the split corner guards and not on the one side. We've been talking about that over the last few slams. Do you have a preference, Val, when you need to score multiple points? Do you like splitting them or on the same side?
I think there's pros and cons to both, and sometimes you just kind of see where the first one goes. The one that they have there is in a pretty good spot. It's kind of in the middle, so naturally you probably just split the sides. If it's a little higher or deeper, then you probably go on the same side and leave a draw path open. But they're down 4, so I don't think you're really worried about leaving your draw for 1 open. I think you just got to throw everything you can at them. Use your corners, use the rocks in the house. Try and freeze, try and make pockets, do everything you can.
Yeah, no question about it. And give you an update on some scores. It's been 2 blanks in a row for Anna Hasselborg and Momoha Tabata. So that is still 5-2 Hasselborg leading. Tabata has the hammer in 6. In the Sportsnet feature game, Satsuki Fujisawa scoring 2 in the 4th end. They lead Silvana Tiranzoni 3-1. Tiranzoni with the hammer playing 5. And in the other feature game here on home team with Tyler George and Carrie Anderson on commentary, it is Sayaka Yoshimura leading Caitlin Laws 4-2. Laws has the hammer there playing 6. Of course, all games available on Home Team Live and the Sportsnet game available on Sportsnet and Sportsnet Plus in Canada. And one of Caitlin Law's team members, Selena Negevin, you can see in the 2025 Curling Cares calendar, a major project partner of the Grand Slam of Curling, available now, helps support curlers charities, has raised over $850,000 over the years. So head on over to curlingcares.com and pick yours up now. And Val, I do believe you were a previous calendar model, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Why'd you say it like that?
Not in my comfort zone. I mean, great cause, but just not in my comfort zone.
No, you don't like the phrase calendar model, Val Sweeting?
No.
Well, I think that is part of what makes the calendar special, right? Is you are getting a lot of people out of their comfort zone, but it's always for a good cause, and I think that's the important thing. That's sort of the fun of it, even if maybe it wasn't very fun for you.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's fun every year to see the photos that people do and just how creative everyone can be.
I'm still waiting for my invite. I'm going full ass. If they ever give me a call, oh yeah, absolutely.
Just not holding back at all.
No chance. Nope, I'm going bare ass for sure. That's the John Cullen guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you raise money for?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably myself. It's a tough life being a comedian and entertainer in the country of Canada. So, no, I'm just kidding. Who would I raise money for? That's a good question. I know some people who have been very affected by the Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's always a good one. They do lots of great things. So that would be one I would maybe think about. I also, with my podcast, my comedy podcast has sort of had a pet charity over the years. We've worked with Salal, which is a women's center in Vancouver for victims of assault and things of that nature. And they're just actually opening a brand new center in Vancouver. Previously, it was just like a helpline and counseling services, and now they're actually opening a full center in the downtown east side in Vancouver. So that would also be one that I would probably consider. They do lots of great work, and we've been lucky enough to raise quite a bit of money for them over the years. I don't know the exact total. It's probably somewhere in the $50,000 range, but yeah, they do great work helping women in the Vancouver area who need it.
It sounds like it would be a very good option.
Yes. There's always great options for sure, and yeah, I think that's the fun thing about the calendar too, right? Is everybody kind of gets to pick a cause that means a lot to them, and I think that's something that makes it special. There's always a story there, and yeah, it's great. So for the game here, it is still Schwaller lying 2 without Hammer, and Team Gim just trying to decide how they can generate some points. It's not an amazing setup here, I wouldn't say, for Team Gim.
Yeah, they do have a little bit to work with. You could wrap around everything in the middle, but maybe trying to get one out around that corner and utilize that before making something happen in the middle.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go around the corner guard here. And that will just hang on at the back. As you can see from this angle right here, it is probably chaseable if you wanted to chase it. A little uncomfortable going this far out in the wings, I'd think.
Yeah, a little bit of a guess out in the weeds. And these, sometimes it's just easier to throw it harder. Take a bit of the guesswork out of it.
Yeah, I would imagine Selena Goffner can see, if not all of this, most of this from the hack.
Do you think if she jams it on that red one, it's still in the rings, John? Or do you think they're okay?
Oh, no, that's a good question. I think there's definitely a way you could jam it where it would be in the rings. I think certainly if it rolls a little bit, it's on the rings. At least it looks like it. Like rolls a little towards the middle, I mean.
Yeah.
I think if you just dead jam it, maybe not. In any case, they're going to call a timeout here. Coach Thomas Lips will come out and take a look. I think if the chase was a little easier, I think you'd almost always be considering that, especially lying 2, but there is some danger there for sure. If you ever clicked the guard, or like you said, jam it at the back and it rolls onto the rings, you could be in some trouble.
If it was earlier in the end, I think you would be concerned about even just nosing it. You wouldn't want to stay there and let them come around the corner again. But at that point, the other team was only going to have 2 rocks left, and they still have to deal with the middle. So I think at this point, if you could nose it, that would be okay.
보이는 거 히트는 우리가 한다고요? 빨간 걸로 쳐야 되는 거 아니에요? 저희 거 노란 걸로 쳐야 되는 거 아니에요? 아니요, 우리는 맨 뒤에 거 말아요. 뒤에 거 상대 지금 조금 물고 있는 거. 저거 때리면 오로 가능성이 너무 많지 않아요?
So they are going to chase it here. That's the decision that was made after the timeout. And to your point, Val, certainly not shy about the weight on this one. Now do they avoid that jam? And see, that's exactly what I thought. If you ever rolled towards the middle, you would put it onto the rings. Gim still has some work to do here, but is now lying 3 and 4.
Yeah, the good news for Team Schwaller is that those reds are lined up to potentially go onto it, even if the hit and roll is made here. They've got to be a little bit careful, but just unlucky to push that one onto the rings. We'll see here if Gim can make the most of an opportunity here to get 3 in here.
So big shot here for Minji Kim. Suji on this right out of the hand. Oh, really nice shot there from Minji Kim.
Yeah, a little bit of a plan B or C there, I would think.
I almost feel like they were calling that.
Oh, I thought they were playing the hit and roll off the back red.
So did
I. Did
Oh,
not.
were
I don't
they?
know.
Okay.
That wouldn't have been enough weight for that shot. So yeah, maybe they were going for this.
It just seemed the way that they called her off at the end there. I don't know. Hard to know, of course. We don't speak Korean, but it just seemed like they were pretty happy with how that ended up. So it makes me feel like perhaps it was the call. It's nice to lie 3, 4, 5. It's a good shot, but I feel like as long as Xenia can lie 3 here and there's no obvious triple, you're probably feeling okay. I don't know, where do you see the danger here for Schwaller?
Yeah, I mean, even if they nose, I think that's okay, because with rearranging the top there, I think they could play the red on the double now, the double on the reds, and miss that back yellow now. But if you nose that, then they still got a little bit of work to do. I think they're worried about rolling in and leaving some sort of triple, like you mentioned.
So exactly what you said, Val. Just hit this one right on the beak. Lie 3. And then even if Gim makes the double on the reds in the middle, I think you're still feeling pretty comfortable. If you're Schwaller, you still have a good chance to lie 2 and force.
Yes, absolutely.
First rock, Xenia Schwaller here in the 6th end. Just wants to hit this one right on the nose. Just like that. They lie 3. So the double called here for Eunji Gim with her first. And makes the double, sits right there. Schwaller is still lying 1 though. It's just for Schwaller the danger of ever rolling out here.
Looks like they have to roll a bit or they leave an easy nose hit for 2. But if they do roll a bit, it'll be really, I don't know if they'll have a double for 2.
So it is just a hit and roll, but a lot of pressure here on Xenia Schwaller. If you roll too far, you could be giving up 3 here. So has to be precise, but she has been precise here all afternoon long. Last rock. It's been off and on for Goffner all the way down. Sounds like it's close. And oh, did that roll enough? I don't think so. It's an open hit for 2.
Definitely with the safe way to play that, but would have liked to go a little bit more to sit second shot.
Yeah, I think when you're up 4, you don't mind giving up 2, but you would certainly have preferred to force, and you didn't have to roll too far to force them either. So final stone for NG Gim. Just needs to hit this one on the nose or a hair roll inside, and they will score 2 for the first time in this game. And that is just good enough. So it will be a score of 2 for Team Gim, but Schwaller will take a 2-point lead and the hammer into the 7th. Don't go anywhere.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
Some signs of life for Team Gim in that 6th end. They put 2 on the board, make it a 2-point game. Xenia Schwaller trying to keep her playoff hopes alive here this afternoon at the Mary Brown Center. And Val, I'm guessing if you're Schwaller here, any score for yourself is good. Even 1 here, you'd be pretty happy, I'd think.
Yes, absolutely. No steals.
That just nibbles a piece of the center line. Obviously, you'd love to score 2 or 3, put the game away for sure, but yeah, one will do you too. And I guess if you're Team Gim, this is pretty close to an all-out, selling all out for the steal here.
Yeah, definitely. Getting a bit of a break here with this one sliding deep.
Yeah, Selena Riekiger, that is not close, unfortunately. through the rings. So yeah, great chance to get set up for the South Koreans. Double centers up for Gim, and Riekiger will have a chance to make good on her first miss here. Some score updates for you as well. Caitlin Law is scoring 2 in the 6th end against Sayaka Yoshimura. That game is now tied at 4. Yoshimura has the hammer there in the 7th. And Momoha Tabata not stealing, but getting 2 back on Anna Hasselborg. So Hasselborg leading that one 5-4. They have the hammer in 7. Team Laws trying to improve to 2-1. And Yoshimura in a similar position to Team Schwaller, trying to avoid that dreaded 3rd loss in that one. So important game there.
Another heavy one over on our sheet here. Good opportunity to get a rock and a steal position if you can lock this on.
Yeah, just a little deep from Selena Riekiger. Yeah, that's pretty good there from Suji Kim. Peel called now for Fabian Rieder. And that over curls a little bit. Were they trying the double peel there? That seemed a little weird to come across the face of it.
Yeah, not the typical way you'd see a straight peel be played.
Yeah, it makes me feel like they were trying the double.
Maybe they were giving it a go, yeah. She got a little unlucky the other end going this way, so maybe just making sure she didn't jam it all again.
So we'll see another guard up here for Minji Kim. So unfortunately for Team Gim, that one just over curls and will leave Fabian Rieder the opportunity to get at the guard closer to the house. And no trouble there for Rieder. Still Gim lying the one. A reminder, we will be back at 8 p.m. local time, just over 2 hours from now, with a great men's draw. Of course, there is the Brier final rematch between Guju and McEwen. We'll also have an all-Swiss battle, Yannick Schwaller against Michael Brunner. Ross White is facing off against the newly minted European champions, Mark Moskatowicz. And Marco Husley will be facing off against Reed Carruthers. So all 4 of those games will be available for you on the Home Team Network tonight. Guju McEwen will be on Sportsnet as well. It's going to be a party here in the Mary Brown Center. We hope you'll join us. Again, that'll be at 8 p.m. local, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific.
It's impressive you do the math so quickly. That half hour,
it screws me.
Been messing me up all week.
Yeah, it screwed me earlier. I didn't get it exactly right, so I'm trying to dial in. But yeah, It's hard, you know, I think people think that Newfoundland and Labrador is a little bit different, you know, a little quirky out here. And you don't do much to help your case when, for some reason, your time zone is a half hour ahead of everyone else. Very strange. I'd ask someone to explain it to me, but I probably don't even want to know the reason.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a good one.
I doubt it.
I
doubt it's a good reason. Yeah.
Just because we can.
Yeah, exactly. I doubt it. Oh, here we go. If you type in "why is Newfoundland" into Google, the first result that comes up is "so windy." Why is it called the Rock? And then you get "why is Newfoundland half an hour ahead?"
Third down.
Apparently they chose the 30-minute offset because that was close to the local solar time in St. John's, the city where most Newfoundlanders lived.
Okay.
So apparently it's just that Newfoundland's clocks are actually set to St. John's time. So I guess most provinces or states or whatever ignore the exact solar time of the major city, but in Newfoundland they said no. So there you have it.
All right.
Thank you, Google.
Clearing that up.
Hey, no problem. So it is still Gim lying the one, and this is her first stone here in 7. And so we are going to see another peel here.
Yeah, it looked like she was maybe thinking about going for the draw, but not taking the bait.
I'd just be worried if, you know, you make this peel and then Gim puts one right on top of that one. Might be tough not to give up a steal.
Yeah, I think with how hard that she can throw it, I think it has to be absolutely perfect to not get one of them out at least.
So peel coming up for Xenia Schwaller. And no mistake. And G Gim will try to put one in a spot that will make it tough for Xenia to score. So where's the ideal spot here, Val, for you?
It looks like they're between two, either kind of showing a piece of both of them or locking it right onto the face of theirs. Looks like they're opting to leave a little bit of a space and an angle.
You like that? Or would you rather come right down on it?
Probably go where they're going. Is you just want to make sure that you tuck a piece and don't leave just a nose blast for, that's probably giving her the easiest option.
So I think you heard Minji say, obviously, if you're a little heavy and we just sit right on top of it for the freeze, that's not a bad result either.
I wondered if you just opt for the straight guard and make her throw the in-turn come around. Hasn't been played in a little while, might be a little bit of a guess.
Well, and like you
Another
said, with Schwaller's hitting ability too, you know, I might not be opposed to making her draw. I guess the thought here is this is maybe the only way you could steal two.
Potentially,
This looks heavy though. Well, I think it's possible to score one here if you hit it hard enough on the inside. This didn't quite curl as much as Eunji Kim would have liked, and also didn't stop where they wanted it to stop either.
Yeah, if they didn't move them at all, this would be a lot harder.
So the final stone for Xenia Schwaller, trying to score one and give herself a 3-point cushion heading into the 8th. Need just a hair inside roll here. And how about that? Great shot from Xenia Schwaller. Those yellows actually went for fun there. Really good shot. They lead 6-3.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on,
Every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance, pushing limits,
Seizing victory.
when victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
it's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Team Schwaller has been in control pretty much from the jump, stealing 2 in the first end. They have never not been in the lead, and they lead 6-3 here at the Coyote National. Draw 11 women's action. Schwaller trying to avoid that dreaded 3rd loss, and Eunji Kim trying to avoid dropping to 1 and 2. And so, Val, what does Team Kim have to do here to get things going? You know when you need 3, how do you go about doing that?
Well, get a couple guards up and then tap and freeze everything you can and hope that your rocks are still in there. Don't want this in though, that's not ideal.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna slow down. Indeed it does for Suji Kim. We've seen a couple hogged stones for Team Kim. We have seen one of Suji's slip into the rings as well. Just hasn't been a game where Team Kim has been dialed in to draw weight. It's been a problem for them.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic for that team. Usually they're really good at those. As we saw right off the bat, the first end, there was a lot of good freezes made. And then just some kind of uncharacteristic misses later in ends.
So a nice pair there from Selena Riekiger. We're going to see another guard up for Suji Kim here. And it does look like they are guarding the same side here, Val.
Yeah, with that one sliding a little bit deeper, must be opting to go same side here, throw a high one. It can be tricky going to the same side though, because your high guard is kind of useless without the one behind it, and the tight one is really in run back territory too, so a little bit more precise than you think throwing them on the same side.
So the two do go up on the same side. Bobby and Reeder, I would imagine, is drawing this one into the house as well. Oh no, they're calling a guard here, Val.
Just making them work for it, I guess.
I was going to say, that's interesting. You don't usually see that up 3 in the 8th.
Yeah, you could go through if you wanted to and then start peeling. But opting to keep the pressure on here.
Wow.
I don't mind it, you know, when you're feeling it and the game's been going your way, why not just keep the opposition shots as hard as possible?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the percentages directly in front of me, but I am curious. I'm going to look them up right now because I would imagine team-wise, Team Schwaller's got to be 20% better than GIM, if not more. So I agree with you. I don't mind putting the pressure on. Yeah, we don't have team percentages, but just looking at it here, I mean, Xenia herself is out curling NG by 20%. So as a team, yeah, it's probably somewhere close to that.
Yeah, I don't recall Xenia really missing anything.
So they have her at 80%, which feels a little low. Feels a little low for me.
That does feel a little low, yeah.
And maybe this is almost Team GIM going, what the hell? They're up 3 and they threw a guard? What do we do? What do we do?
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe the right call after all for Team Schwaller. But yeah, to your point, I think Xenia has been fantastic today, really good. And I've commentated quite a few of their games this year so far, and hasn't been their best year in the slams. They've really struggled. They haven't qualified in either of the 2 slams so far this year. And, you know, they're towards the bottom of the top 16 that are in the slams. And as we said, a young team. So it can be an adjustment. Your first few slams, you do tend to get knocked around a little bit before you get used to the slam play. But yeah, this has been one of their best efforts from top to bottom that I've seen, at least from the commentary booth. They've been really good this afternoon.
Responding really well to their backs being against the wall.
Yeah, exactly. When you come out 0-2 and you're playing the number 3 team in the world, you probably think, well, I guess it's another slam that's over. But yeah, no, they've been very, very good. And if they do go on to win this one, they will have a game tomorrow against Anna Hasselborg. So that's not super fun either, but if they are able to beat Anna, it would be a likely playoff spot, or at least a tiebreaker for Team Schwaller. And they elected to peel the guard, and they roll that, and if that's on the rings, that's not bad. I mean,
yeah, I thought that they might elect to play something a little lighter and move them around, but they were probably just trying to free up some space to use their corner and utilize things that way.
Well, and at least by rolling this one onto the rings, you sort of force Xenia to ignore the 2 corner guards and hit this one. But yeah, I mean, it's no matter what, still going to be a lot of work for Team GIM here. So the hit and roll made, and that actually rolled to a really good spot for Team Schwaller as they kind of choke off those corner guards. I don't know if they were trying that for sure, but this is, yeah, starting to look like 3 is going to be real tough for NG GIM. As Val, you were just showing me your alternate era. You're in your alternate era on Team Anderson. That's going to be official merch, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it. Just
nice.
The girls have been busy while we've been up here.
I was going to say that happened fast. You were like, yeah, we were just kind of talking about it.
Yeah, Kristen's on the ball.
Oh, here we go, curlgear.com. I'm looking at it already. There we go, in the alternate era. Love it.
Yeah, we wondered if we could get, you know, the pictures of everybody that has played on the back.
Yeah.
You know, but
that starts to get expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
haven't quite got there yet.
When you
Probably
start-
need some permissions and stuff too. So
Yeah, sign away your likeness, Brittany Tran. If you want to come play with us in Newfoundland, we do need the rights to your face.
yeah.
So a little tap back and roll to the middle, but this is going to be very gettable for Selena Riekiger, and she makes this yellow one disappear. Gim's starting to run out of time here.
Yes, they need all the rest of their rocks to count.
That's well made by Selena Goffner. I believe I called her Riekiger early. My apologies. Too many Selenas out here,
There are a lot
in
of
my
Selenas.
opinion. Bichonka, Negevin, Riekiger, Goffner. I didn't think Selena was even that popular of a name, you know? But in curling, apparently.
And here we are.
Yeah, exactly. So it is Schwaller lying 4 and up 3 here in the 8th end, and Minji Kim going to try to, I think, maybe just freeze on this one around the corner guard. This once again looks a little light for Minji. They're trying to drag it here.
And mixed double style hopping up and
Yeah,
sweeping.
absolutely. Now, do they have the weight to get it there? No, they don't. So Schwaller lying 4. And there's only 3 Gim stones left. I'd be tempted to just throw this one into the boards. I don't even know what Gim does here. I'd shake if I'm Gim, to be honest with you.
just give
I'd
up.
shake.
They could play off the middle to get over to that other red one and sit 2 under the corners. I mean, still not likely to tie, but there's still a little bit left.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being a little bit facetious, but I'm also suggesting this is like a 99.99 win percentage scenario for Team Schwaller.
Yes.
Things would have to go just horribly and drastically wrong. Like, if you don't throw here, I don't even know what Gim does to start her way to scoring 3. We're talking about throwing a guard.
Yeah, if you're guarding, I think you're guarding the middle.
Yeah, that's what they were
'Cause
talking
that's-
about.
Yeah. Not the side one, but that's the only way. You have to get that side 12-foot one out, and the only way I see that happening is off of a rock in the middle. So
Just one of those situations, Val, and I'm sure you go through this too. You don't even really like practice this. You're never out for a team training weekend and say, okay, let's practice the scenario where we're up 3 and we're lying 4 in the 8th end.
yeah, where the setup's just so good, we don't even need to throw anymore.
Where you're like, what do we even do? Like, I kind of get it. Like, it seems really backwards to be throwing a guard here, but also, what do? You could throw this through the rings. You could throw a guard. You could peel one of the corner guards. I mean, that doesn't really do anything for you, but why not? Yeah, there's just really not any way I can see Gim scoring 3 here. So you just go, oh, whatever. I don't know, lob one up there.
Lob one in there, yeah.
Who cares? So yeah, it does look like they're not throwing the guard here. They're bringing this one into the house for Selena Goffner. And it is now Schwaller lying 5. And now I'm even more tempted to shake if I'm Team Gim.
Yeah, that's in a pretty good spot. Just have to make a double and a miss and a triple to get 3.
Well, they got 3 stones
they
left.
They have
so
one extra left than I thought. So
yeah.
yeah.
So you make a double. That's the start. And then Xenia warps another one in there. Then you got to make a quad. Then you need a miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to make a double, then a quad, and then you need a full miss from Xenia to get 3. Okay, well, we've drawn it up. That's all. Easy. Easy peasy. once you have a plan, just a matter of of executing it.
At this point.
Yeah, you just make a double, a quad, and then get a full flash, draw for 3, and then you still don't have the hammer in the extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a later problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a current problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is the double called for Minji here. Got to start by making this one. You got 1. Okay. I don't think that rolled for 3rd shot. I think it over rolls. Yeah. So Schwaller's 3rd shot. Oh, I think it's pretty dire.
Yeah. I think we still got to make that quad.
Yeah. And the quad's harder now.
Double potentially. Yes.
Well, no, yeah, now you've got to make a quad, then you need a full miss, then you have to make a double run back because you have to make that yellow one count. You have to make a double run back and roll. Like if I'm Xenia, you can throw this into the boards. I mean, this doesn't matter. Like, I appreciate the respect they have for NG Gim, and they're trying to figure out, how NG could maybe get 3 here, but the answer is that they can't. You don't have to throw this one. Even if you didn't throw this one, what does she do? She's got to make a triple. Then you just draw the open side and she loses. Or, even if you miss your last one, she still does have to make that double run back. My partner Brent Lang likes to say that teams are in jail, and I think the jail that NG Gim is in right now is maximum security. They're on Alcatraz right now. They're on Alcatraz, and it's a stormy day. Even if you escape, you got to get across San Francisco Bay. This is an extremely long conversation considering this game is over.
Yes. Using all the time on their clock
all the
here.
time. Like, hey, we got 5 minutes left. Turn the mics up. This can be the Xenia Schwaller podcast, first episode. They can just be out there chatting it up. Like, am I missing something here, Val, or like what are they talking so much about? Like in my mind, am I just missing something?
No, I don't think you're missing anything.
Okay.
I think they're just overthinking it a little bit.
Okay. Just making sure. You know, you're obviously the expert. You're the 4-time Scotties champion. I'm a moron. So, you know, sometimes I do make concessions that I might not know everything here, but it does seem like you don't even have to throw this rock. There's a comment in the Discord I liked that Xenia should just agree she won't throw her last 2 and see if Unji can get 3.
Yeah, she could probably chuck them both to the board. It would be tricky at this point.
Yeah, if she throws this one to the boards, Unji would have to make a triple, and then she throws the next one to the boards, and Unji has to make a double or triple run back to score 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, now she's lying 4. And this actually, like, it was worse that Xenia threw that, I think.
Yeah, that rock was in such a good spot. The only way they're getting that one on the side is if you opened it up or left some sort of other opportunity. I mean, it's still super thin to play off of that one and get the side one and stick everything. And then there's still potentially 2 or 3 other red ones that you got to deal with, so.
But yeah, you're right. Like, this is the only way you could have given them a shot at this side one is doing basically exactly what they did. So they talked about it for 2 minutes and then maybe gave Eunji Kim a glimmer of hope here.
Good look at the crowd here in St. John's. It's been really good all week.
Yeah, no question. The Mary Brown Center has been quite busy. I have no doubt it'll be full tonight. And that round of applause you hear is for Anna Hasselborg. She made a phenomenal shot on her first one. In the eighth, got rid of 3 Tabata stones, and they decided that there was no chance that they had for 2. And you know what? Maybe Gim could take some notes. I'm just kidding. They actually do have a chance now. They didn't before, yeah, but they do actually have a chance now. Yeah. So Anna Hasselborg improving to 3-0. I believe that's a playoff spot for them.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, they beat Gim and they also beat Laws. So yeah, that'll be joining you and Rachel Holman and Eunjung Kim as clinched playoff spots at 3-0.
I'm impressed that you manually go through the whole draw to get the standings instead of just looking at the standings.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's because I have this up for other purposes, so it's just like, why not go look at it? It's already here. I don't have to click the whole standings, you know? Hasselborg's a long name. It's easy to find.
True.
Okay, so for Eunji Kim, she does have to make this shot to get herself potentially on the path to 3. She gets rid of it. Okay, so she's not dead yet. Would have loved to save the shooter, though, I think, Val.
Yes. Little thinner.
Like, she's talking about splitting this top one. Could you not just draw open side?
You could, yeah. She does have to throw this one now, though.
Yes, she does have to throw it. Yeah, she has to throw it
now.
No. Yeah, as we said, her first one actually was worse than not throwing it at all. Gave Gim the opportunity to loosen up that yellow stone on the side. And so it looks like she is trying to play a split on this red to lie 3. Now, if she makes it, it's game over, but if you ever completely miss it and nestle in beside that red one, then you might leave a double for 3. So interesting final end and potentially a difficult final stone here for Xenia Schwaller. Well, she's set up a double for 3.
What do we know, John?
I can't believe this.
Yeah.
I mean, I am just flabbergasted.
Yeah, they seemed pretty casual about it. I thought line was better than it was for the split, but curls a little too much, and here we are.
Holy moly. This was maybe the one time where the Kevin Martin strategy was right. If you threw both rocks into the boards, I think you win the game.
Yeah, definitely her first one, and then see what happens, but yeah.
But instead, she throws, and we were talking about how good Xenia has been all game, Xenia rather, and unfortunately sets up a double with her first and a double with her second, and weirdly enough, Val, if Eunji hadn't rolled out on her first one, this could actually be a shot for the win.
That's true.
As it stands, it's a double for 3 and the tie. So final stone for Eunji Kim. Trying to force an extra. Does she have it here? She's got to get by the guard. Does she have them both? Yes, she does. So out of nowhere, I think I called it a 99.99% chance. Well, there's your 0.01. Eunji Kim scores 3, and we are going to an extra.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
Well, Val Sweeting, we are somehow in an extra end here. I cannot believe it. Xenia Schwaller just getting her rocks in all the wrong places there at the end. Eunji Kim scores 3, and give her credit too, made 2 doubles on her last 2, but we'll see if Schwaller can recover.
Yeah, it ain't over till it's over, I guess. Don't give up out there. You never know. Sweeper's just walking beside this one too. A little deep on these in the 7th end as well.
Yeah, Selena Riekiger has been struggling with the draws going this way, puts it through the rings. And yeah, we just have to see here if Xenia Schwaller can mentally recover. I mean, they were just in absolute control in that 8th end. And you know, Val, I'm sure you've been in some of these situations before where people come back on you in a way maybe you didn't expect. What would the team talk have been leading into this extra just to try and reset?
Yeah, those are tough, you know, when you dominate a whole game and then you find yourself in an extra end. But you just got to regroup, get your initial rocks in good spots. So this one for sure, it will be key to setting up the rest of the end and just see what kind of pressure Kim can apply here for those last stones.
Yeah, well, she's got the dream start here, has 2 guards up on the center line, and Selena Riekiger coming heavy on her first one, and it looks like she's going to be heavy again on this one. This is a very similar setup to the 7th end down this way. And that one's way deep. So just a couple overthrows there from Selena, unfortunately, and the applause you hear there is for Team Tirinzoni as they steal the 8th end to beat Satsuki Fujisawa. I believe the final score there will be 5-3. And so Tirinzoni improves to 2-1. And Fujisawa drops to 2-1. I think we're heading for tiebreakers here, Val. A lot of teams going to be at 2-1 here. Yoshimura and Laws, by the way. Caitlin Laws had a double with her last in 8 to win the game and actually went right through the middle, did the little click-click. She had a catcher on the outside to score 1, but unfortunately missed an opportunity to win the game, and so they're in an extra as well. That game also here for you on Home Team Network with Tyler George and Carrie Anderson on the call if you want to watch these 2 extras in action. Double peeled attempt for Fabian Reeder will slide by. So Kim still line 1 here.
working on another one of these high ones.
Yeah, they made them all in the 7th end. Had no trouble. These are not always easy, just trying to get these ones just over, but that's perfectly made by Minji Kim.
Yeah, not easy at all. And when you've hogged a couple of them too, you tend to make sure that you're over and then you put it close to the other one, but makes no mistake there.
And how about that from Fabian Rieder? Phenomenal shot. Gets rid of a yellow guard and the one in the house. Things looking a lot better for the team from the Grasshopper.
That sounds like a curling club we would expect to see in Saskatchewan or something.
Yeah, the Grasshopper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I know we were doing some research on it in Nisku. It's actually a very prominent soccer team as well in Zurich. It's a whole athletic club in the banking capital of the world. And so just peeling their own there is Team Schwaller, as that Gimstone didn't quite turn over around that guard.
How many times have you and Brent seen teams get out of those jails? You mentioned
Never.
we were maximum security, and here we are.
Never. They were on Alcatraz. Apparently one person maybe escaped from Alcatraz, but they don't know. They never found them again. Because that was the thing with Alcatraz. Long swim to the bay. I don't know if you've ever been to San Francisco, but there's a pretty big gap between Alcatraz and the mainland, and it's a cold part of the Pacific Ocean, so you'd likely freeze on your swim, and then the currents are also super powerful. So,
Odds aren't great.
Odds are terrible. I mean, Gim built just an unbelievable raft, unlike one we've ever seen before. The life raft was constructed step by step. Yeah, just, I don't know. It almost defies explanation. And again, we talked about it. It just seemed like Team Schwaller just overthinking it, over-talking it. You know, the setup was pretty simple. There was not really any need for them to play into the middle there. And kind of all started with them guarding, too. I mean, I know that put them in a really good position later in the end, but you don't often see a team up 3 throwing a center guard either. And so, yeah, it just gave Gim every chance to get back in, and they took advantage. So Team Gim calling their one timeout here in the extra. You're hearing that rolling applause as the curlers leave the ice here at the Mary Brown Center.
Yeah, very supportive, welcoming crowd this week. You get cheers when you finish your game, and then again when you're walking off, and lots of really nice people this week.
Unless you're playing Brad Guju, and then all bets are off. Then they get not very nice in a hurry.
Yeah, we were playing beside them yesterday, and it was really cool energy to you know, kind of feed off of it, even just being out there at the same time.
Yeah, we were, you don't see it too often at curling events, but we were getting cheers for misses yesterday from Team Carruthers. I'm sure it'll be the same for Team McEwen tonight. And look, I got no problem with that.
Oh yeah, I think, you know, the curlers understand, and everyone has their favorites. And
Chanami getting a huge round of applause as she jogs off the ice here. Taking advantage of the cheers.
Trying to hurry down while they're right beside our sheet here that's in an extra end. So
yeah.
they opting to come around here?
Seems like it, yeah. I mean, it's just throwing a center guard. You're maybe a little late, I think, and that just that rock is really not in a great spot for you. That counting stone. Xenia also has that catcher in the back 12. So yeah, I think you're right, Val, trying to draw around it here. Minji Kim out to help Suji. Got to make this good, though. It's pretty good, although we know Xenia's so good at these doubles. You could hit and roll underneath, but I don't know. What do you think?
I don't mind hitting the open one.
Yeah, it's a little more open than I thought, I guess, seeing it from that angle.
Yeah, really close weight, just didn't curl as much as they wanted. I think they were tapping back 4, so if you have that couple feet extra weight, it probably would have got to the spot they wanted to. But if you hit and roll open here, I think your next shot's going to be pretty straightforward.
So hitting the open one here, where are you trying to leave your shooter here, Val?
Well, you could just roll to the broom side, just roll open. It would leave a hit and roll back, but then you should have most of the forefoot to draw to. I don't think you need to try playing it tight to get under the yellow. You could if you wanted to.
Selena Riekiger leaning on this one right out of the hand. And so they don't really get much of a roll after. That was a weird little spin it did after it hit the rock. It just kind of went in a little circle and then came down, yeah. That was a funny spin. You don't see that too often on hits. Just kind of did like a little full merry-go-round. But actually ended up in a pretty good spot, Val. I don't know how much they can roll behind that yellow one.
Yeah, and when they do, they're only going to be probably full 8 unless you get that little spin down again.
Yeah.
But yeah, leaving all the forefoot to draw to.
민지야, 어차피 그쪽으로 못 가면 차라리 이쪽으로 가서 드로우를 주는 게 어때? 드로우를 줘요? 그냥 선택인 것 같아요. 뭐 드로우 줄지, 테이크 줄지. 왜냐면은 이거 잼 나잖아? 이거 뒤에 거 잼 나잖아. 네. 그러면은 이게 너무 쉬워. 그냥 이거 날아가기만 해도 저거다. 공간이 많이 없어. 130? 이만큼?
So what would you be doing here, Val, if you feel like the inside roll is maybe not there?
Yeah, I think that it's worth trying, even if you just get a piece under. Sometimes if you just leave a skip more than one option, then it increases your chance of getting an error. If you force them into one or the other, then it's kind of a no-brainer, but maybe partially roll, and then they'll think of either the double, the chase, or the draw. If you can't get under, then I don't know, I don't see them missing a nose hit, so maybe roll big, just change the path at least.
So a few options for Eunji Kim here on her last stone, trying to pull this game out of the fire. Needed 3 in the 8th and got it, now looking for a steal. Trying to get that roll underneath, and they do. And get rid of the back one for fun.
Best they could do, I think.
Yeah, so we'll see if Xenia elects to draw to the forefoot here or if she tries the double. I guess that's the one thing with that red one going out of the back. There's no jam risk for Xenia if she wanted to throw the double. But it does look like she's going to draw here. Needs to touch forefoot.
Yeah, opting for the inside track here, so they must have a good idea of what the speed's going to be here. She did play it in 5, I think it was. Draw for 2.
Yeah, threw a couple draws last end too, so she will be at least somewhat familiar with this path. We'll see if she can find it here. Piece of the forefoot for the win. Xenia Schwaller trying to keep her Coyote National hopes alive. Final stone. Riekiger and Goffner starting to go on it now. Oh, they really got to go on this one. This looks like it is coming down. Can the Salinas get it there? Can they get it there? It's getting into that fudgy path. Can they get it there? Reeder out to help. Can they drag it far enough? Oh, I don't know. Did they? They're going to shake hands. I don't know if Gim agrees. It looks like, yes, they do. So what a sweep from Riekiger, Goffner, and Reeder. They get it just far enough. Xenia Schwaller picks up a win. They stay alive. I need to go lay down, Val.
Yeah, that was tight.
What a game from both teams. They both moved to 1 and 2 for Val Sweeting. I'm John Cullen. We will see you here in about an hour with the next game. Good night.